atomic number. What is atomic number? Atomic number is nothing but the number of protons, present in an atom. The number of protons present in an atom is said to be atomic number. The number of protons present in an atom is said to be atomic number. Or else we may say like this also. The number of electrons present in a neutral atom. In a neutral atom is also said to be said to be atomic number, and atomic number is denoted by Z. Atomic number is denoted by Z. So atomic number can be defined in terms of electrons or in terms of protons also. Suppose if you take sodium atom, its symbol is sodium. Sodium, its symbol is 11 and its atomic number is equal to 11. So its symbol is Na and its atomic number is equal to 11. That means its atomic number is 11 means it contains 11 positive charges, that means 11 protons and 11 electrons, or else 11 negative charges, 11 positive charges and 11 negative charges. Suppose I am drawing the diagram of sodium atom. Suppose this is the nucleus of sodium atom. So it is having 11 positive charges because protons, positive charges means protons, 11 protons. Okay, negative charges means 11 negative charges. Negative minus means 11 negative charges. That means 11 electrons. So sodium atom is having 11 protons and 11 electrons. Where these protons and electrons are present in the sodium atom? Suppose this is the nucleus of sodium atom. It is having 11 protons. Protons are always present inside the nucleus. Protons are always present inside the nucleus. Okay. 11 protons. And electrons are present outside of the nucleus. So here, so this is the first orbit. N is equal to 1. N is equal to 1. Now this is second orbit. N is equal to 2. Third orbit. N is equal to 3 and so on. See, these 11 electrons, where these 11 electrons are located? Electrons are present inside the orbitals and orbitals are present inside the suborbits and suborbits are present inside the orbits. That means orbits contains electrons, we can simply say. So first orbit contain only S. Second orbit contain what? S as well as P also. Okay. So third orbit contain S, P and even D is also present in third orbit. So all these things we learned in our previous class. Previous video. See, so S contains how many electrons? S contains only 2 electrons. So that means the first orbit is having only S and that too only 2 electrons are present. So what is the maximum capacity of the first orbit? That means its maximum capacity is 2 electrons. It cannot hold the third electron. Now if you see second orbit is having how many electrons? S contains 2 electrons, P contains 6 electrons. Altogether 2 plus 6, 8 electrons. So that means second orbit contains 8 electrons. Second orbit contains how many electrons? 8 electrons. So altogether how many electrons are there in sodium atom? 11 electrons. Out of 11 electrons, first orbit is having 2 electrons, second orbit is having 8 electrons. So how many electrons are left over? Only 1 electron. So that electron is present in third orbit. So which orbit is the outermost orbit? 1, 2, 3. So this is the outermost orbit. I mean here. So beyond this, there is no other orbit. There are no electrons. Hence, no orbit is said to be present. So here electron is present. Up to here only electrons are distributed. Hence, this is said to be the last orbit. Last orbit of sodium. It is third orbit. It is also called as valency shell. It is also called as valency shell. What is the valency shell of sodium? Third orbit. Third orbit is the valency shell of sodium. So the electrons which are present in the valency shell are said to be valency electrons. How many valence electrons are there? Only one valence electron is present. Sodium atom is having only one valence electrons. So first orbit it is having 2 electrons, second orbit it is having 8 electrons, and third orbit is having only 1 electron. That means outermost orbit it is having only 1 electron. Valence electrons are only 1. Is it equal to 8? No. It is its number is 1 only. Hence sodium atom. The sodium atom is said to be unstable atom. It is said to be unstable atom. Right? Because in the outermost orbit only 1 electron is there. If outermost orbit contains 8 electrons, then that atom will be stable. But here it is having only 1 electron in its outermost orbit. That means valence electrons are only 1. Hence it is unstable. Right? That means sodium it is unstable because it is having this arrangement of electrons. Now the question is, will this sodium, as it is unstable, will it try to become stable? Yes, it will try to become stable. How? Then how? Suppose this sodium atom, if it loses this electron, then this will become the outermost orbit, because there is no electron in this orbit. So now this is not treated as an orbit. After losing this electron, now this is not considered as orbit. So now this is the orbit and this is also orbit. So how many orbits are there now after losing 1 electron? So 2 orbits only, and this is the outermost orbit. Now the valency orbit contains how many electrons? 8 electrons. Before that, valence electrons are only 1. Now valence electrons have become what? Valence electrons have become 8. Then as valence electrons have become 8, after losing 1 electron, sodium, it is said to be having valence electrons 8, then it will become stable. That means sodium atom, it loses 1 electron, okay, and to form Na plus. This sodium atom is electrically neutral, so it contains 11 protons, that means 11 positive charges and 11 negative charges. What is the overall charge on it? 0. Overall charge is 0, hence it is said to be electrically neutral. This sodium atom, if it loses 1 electron, so actually there should be 1 electron here. If it loses 1 electron, what happens after losing 1 electron? So now the sodium will having 11 positive charges. So positive charges, they remain as it is, because we didn't remove the positive charges. That means sodium atom has not lost its positive charges, but it has lost 1 negative charges, because sodium, after losing 1 electron means it is losing 1 negative charge. So now how many electron or else how many negative charges are present? So only 10 negative charges are present. So what is the overall charge? So 1 unit of positive charge is in excess. That means sodium, if it loses 1 electron, then it will be having 1 unit of positive charge in excess. So now hence we have to represent this one as Na plus. This is Na and this is called as Na plus. This is atom. This is sodium atom, but this is not sodium atom. It is said to be sodium ion. Sodium ion. Sodium ion. What is ion? What is an ion? What is an ion? Ion means it is a charged atom or charged atoms sometimes. Charged atom or charged atoms. Ion means like this. Okay. See, ions are of two types. Ions are of two types. What are they? Positive ions and negative ions. Positive ions and negative ions. Positive ions, they are also called as cations. Cations. Negative ions, they are also called as anions. Cations and anions. So what type of ion it is? Sodium ion is a cation because it is a positive ion. Sodium ion, it is not an atom, it is an ion because charged atom is said to be ion. So this is charged. 1 unit of positive charge is there. When it is having 1 unit of positive charge, then it is said to be charged atom. Charged atoms are said to be ions. So ions are of two types. So which ion is this? It is having positive charge. Hence it is said to be cation. Now this cation, sodium ion, now it is having how many electrons? So after losing electron, so it is having 2, 8. The number of electrons are 2, 8. Before that, sodium was having 2, 8, 1. Outermost orbit is having 1 electron. But now, this is the outermost orbit and it is having 8 electrons. Hence, this is stable one. This is stable atom. Okay, now it is stable. But before that, it is unstable. Before that, it is unstable. So that means unstable atom has become stable atom or else stable ion. So in this way, unstable particle becomes stable particle after losing electron. So like that, if atom is unstable, it will try to become stable. Okay, let us take another example. Magnesium. Magnesium. The symbol is Mg. Okay, capital M, small g. So its atomic number is 12. Atomic number means number of protons or else number of electrons. That means number of positive charges or number of negative charges. So if you observe the atom of magnesium, so if this is the nucleus of magnesium atom, it is having 12 positive charges in the nucleus because protons are present inside the nucleus only and 12 electrons are present outside of the nucleus. So this is the first orbit, second orbit, third orbit. So first orbit always contains only 2 electrons. First orbit cannot hold more than 2 electrons. Now second orbit, 8 electrons. Third orbit. So altogether how many electrons were covered? Only 10 electrons were covered. But magnesium is having how many electrons? 12 electrons. So that means 2 more electrons are present in the third orbit. So this is first orbit, this is second orbit and this is the third orbit. Here the third orbit is the valence shell. Hence valence electrons, how many electrons? Valence electrons are present? 2 only. So is it equal to 8? No, it is not equal to 8. Hence, therefore, unstable atom. So magnesium atom is unstable atom. Right. So then, will it try to become stable? Magnesium atom, will it try to become stable? Yes, it will try to become stable. How? So suppose magnesium, suppose here magnesium, Suppose if it loses these 2 electrons, now it is not called as an orbit because there is no electron. Only these 2 are the orbits, and out of these 2, so this is the outermost orbit. Before that, if 2 electrons are present, then this is the outermost orbit. Now, after losing these 2 electrons, now this will become the outermost orbit. So, here after losing 2 electrons, so second orbit is the outermost orbit. Now, the electrons present in the outermost orbit are said to be valence electrons. How many valence electrons are there after losing 2 electrons? So, valence electron will become 8. Before that, valence electrons are 2, hence it was unstable. Now, after losing these 2 electrons, now its valence electron become 8, then it will become stable. Okay, right? So like this, magnesium after losing 2 electrons, what happens? It will form like this. So actually the magnesium atom is having 12 positive charges and 12 negative charges. What is the overall charge? 0. So it loses 2 electrons. That means 2 negative charges it loses. So that means it is having 12 positive charges as it is, but only 10 negative charges. So there will be overall 2 negative charges. Overall 2 positive charges. Hence, magnesium should be written like this: Mg plus 2. After losing 2 electrons, magnesium will become Mg plus 2. So this is what? This is unstable atom. This is unstable, whereas this is stable. This is stable because here how many electrons are there? 2, 8. 2, 8. Outermost orbit is having 8 electrons. But here, how many electrons are there? Here it is having 2, 8, 2. This one is having 2, 8, 2, and it loses these 2 electrons. After losing these 2 electrons, this will then it will become like this. Hence it is stable because valence electrons are 8. Here it is unstable because valence electrons are not equal to 8. So like this. So magnesium will become stable after losing 2 electrons. Sodium will become stable after losing 1 electron. So it depends upon the nature of the atom and the nature and number of electrons present in the outermost orbit. So some atoms may lose 1 electron or 2 electrons, or sometimes some atoms may lose 3 electrons also. Okay, right. Now, some atoms they may gain electrons. Some atoms they may gain electrons to become stable. Now let us learn one more atom which gains electron and becomes stable. See, already we have seen that except certain atoms like helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon and oganesson, all other atoms are unstable atoms. Those unstable atoms, they will become stable. They will try to become stable either by losing electrons or by gaining electrons. For example, take fluorine. Fluorine atom is denoted with the F. Okay, so its atomic number is 9. That means it contains 11 positive charges and 11 negative charges. That means 11 protons and 11 electrons. If you draw the fluorine atom, so it contains, not 11, 9. 9 positive charges and 9 negative charges. 9 positive charges and 9 negative charges. Okay, that means where does these positive charges or where does the protons are located? So every proton is 1 positive charge. So that means it is having 9 positive charges, or else 9 protons, or else 9 positive charges. Simply I will write 9 positive charges. 9 positive charges. We can write in any way. Right. Next. 9 electrons. 9 electrons, that means, so first orbit n is equal to 1, it contains 2 electrons only. Second orbit n is equal to, it contains 8 electrons. the maximum capacity of second orbit is 8. But here altogether fluorine is having only 9 electrons. So 2 electrons in the first orbit and it should be 7 electrons in the second orbit. But what is the maximum capacity of second orbit? The maximum capacity of second orbit is 8 electrons only. But here in fluorine atoms altogether there should be 9 electrons. So first orbit always already it is having 2 electrons, and so we have to write only 7 electrons, not 8 electrons in this particular atom. Okay, so altogether 9 electrons. So this first orbit, second orbit, and there is no other orbit. So second orbit is the valency orbit. How many valence electrons are there then? Valence electrons are equal to 7. Is it equal to 8? No, it is not equal to 8. Therefore, unstable. So fluorine atom is unstable atom. Okay. Will fluorine atom try to become stable? Yes, it will try to become stable. How? Suppose if it gets one electron from somewhere outside, if this is fluorine atom, if it gain one electron, then after adding this electron to this orbit, electron is always added to the last orbit only. So after adding this electron to this atom, then it will become 8 electrons. So how many valence electrons are there after adding this electron? So the valence electron will become 8. Okay, then it will become what? Then it will become stable. So this fluorine atom, when it get one electron from outside, from somewhere else, it is getting, and after getting that electron, so before that fluorine is having 9 positive charges and 9 negative charges, and overall it is having 0 charge. After gaining one electron, so the positive charges they remain as it is, but negative charge number is increased. So overall there is 1 unit of negative charge on fluorine, hence we have to write F minus. So this particular fluorine, it's an atom, it is unstable. It is unstable because it is having 2,7 arrangement. But here, after gaining one electron, now it will become stable. Why? Because after gaining one electron, it has got 2,8 electron arrangement. So here outermost orbit is having 8 electrons, hence it is stable. That means F minus is stable, whereas fluorine atom is unstable atom. So in this way, some atoms will try to get electrons to become stable atom. If you take oxygen will try to get 2 electrons. Okay, it will try to get 2 electrons to become O minus 2. Now this is unstable atom. Unstable atom. This is stable one. So like this. That means certain atoms will try to lose electrons to become stable, and certain atoms try to gain electrons to become stable. Certain atom they may gain 1 electron, or else certain atom they may they may gain 2 electrons, and some atoms like nitrogen etc. Okay, they will gain 3 electrons to form N minus 3. Certain atoms like aluminium, it loses 3 electrons to form Al plus 3. Okay. Right, like this. That means there are some atoms which lose electrons, or else some atoms which gain electrons. Okay, so why do atoms lose electrons or gain electrons? To become stable. Right, like this. So based on the nature of atoms, electron losing or electron gaining nature of the atoms. So all the atoms are classified into metals, non-metals. So what are metals? Metals lose electrons. Metal atoms lose electron, whereas non-metal atom they gain electron. Why do they lose electrons? to get a stability. To get stability. Okay, even non-metals, they gain electrons. Okay, why? To get stability. So in this fashion, so atoms can be based on, based on the nature of the atom. Either it loses electrons or gains electrons. All the atoms, they are the atoms are classified into metals and non-metals. Atoms which lose electrons to get stability are said to be metals. Atoms which gain electron to get stability are said to be non-metals. Okay, like this. There are certain atoms which get stability by sharing of electrons. Some atoms get stability by sharing of electrons with other atoms. With other atoms. So even these atoms, like this. So even these atoms are also said to be non-metal atoms. Non-metal atoms, either they gain electrons or else they share electrons. Whereas metal atoms, they lose electrons. So in this fashion, so atoms can be studied as metals, non-metals, and so on. Okay, right. So from tomorrow onwards, we will learn. We'll start a lesson. Okay. We'll learn periodic classification of elements and the periodic properties from the next class onwards. Okay, bye now.